Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Alex McLeod, and in this video I'm going to be talking about why energy healing does not work for some people and what you can do about it. This question was asked to me in person, and if you'd like to ask a question and have me answer it, you can leave it in the comment section down below. I'm going to start out with a simple truth. Energy healing just does not work for most people. What I mean by that is that although they may receive some relief from pain or a little bit of alleviation of whatever symptoms they went to the energy healing practitioner for or began practicing on themselves for, they're not getting full, total, perfect health. And that is the point of energy healing, is to bring the body back to perfect health so that it can handle anything that life throws at it. Now, there's not only one reason why this is the case. There are many, many reasons, and the reasons can be very individual, or they can fall into a couple of broad categories, depending on how you want to look at it. We're going to look at the broad categories because an individual answer is not possible on a video like this. The first and easiest reason that it's not working to overcome is that there are a lot of fakes and charlatans out there, and also a lot of people who are just plain deluded about their ability to perform energy healing. Now, I don't mean to lump these people together, because one set is doing it for the purpose of actually helping people and the other set is obviously trying to rip people off. But in either case, the result is the same. In terms of fakes and charlatans, there are often people who are able to use psychological tricks and hypnotic suggestions and the like to allow people to receive some kind of feeling or other sort of experience that helps to prove their point that they are in fact an energy healer when they are not. And there are also people who are just plain deluded, and these people are a little harder to tell, but usually you can figure it out. For instance, if you hear a story such as a person was going to a master of some art, let's say a Chinese Qigong teacher, and that teacher told them that there was nothing more they could teach them. Now, in Chinese culture, if a teacher tells you this, it means that they're cutting ties with you, not that you are so good that they can't teach you anything. This causes a lot of confusion with some very arrogant Western students who have heard this and felt that that meant that they were qualified all of a sudden to be an energy healer in that paradigm, and go off and make their own mumbo-jumbo type healing practice. The easiest way to determine either of these cases is to find an actual master who actually displays mastery of their craft and just compare. Now, obviously some arts are going to be different from others, you know, they're not the same, but in general, a person with real mastery is going to be much, much more skilled than someone who doesn't have mastery. Because I've encountered a real master, I know the difference between someone who knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, and someone who doesn't. This is really the reason that I've started doing this channel. I've seen a lot of people out there teaching and having, quite frankly, not much of an idea of how energy works. And it can be dangerous to play with this stuff, teaching people when you don't know what you're doing. If you follow certain rules, energy work is very safe. But if you're purposefully doing things that are against those rules, you're going to cause someone to get hurt at some point eventually. And that's really why I'm doing this. Some other possible reasons that energy healing is not working for you or not working at all is because of a emotion or thought or belief that's obstructing your healing process. Now, this could be trapped emotions somewhere in the body that you've experienced at some time in the past, or inherited from your parents, or brought into this life from another, if you believe in that sort of thing, whatever. It could mean a thought pattern that you have gotten stuck in, that you're just holding on to, that prevents you from fully allowing the healing to take place. Or it could be a belief that healing's not possible. Or it could be a belief, for instance, that you need to do particular things in order to receive the healing, to be worthy of the healing. And, you know, these are all possible obstructions to energy healing actually working in your life. Now, there is one final reason that energy healing may not work for you, and this is not going to be in the majority. This is a very, very small minority, and that is if a person has passed the point of no return, where their body just doesn't have the ability to come back from whatever illness it is. This is not a common case. A person like this would be essentially on their deathbed, and even people on their deathbed can sometimes come back. It's, you know, depends on the skill and the desire of the student and or patient, or whatever you want to call it, depending on the relationship with the healer. Either way, there are not very many people in this particular category. So if you're not getting the results you would like to see, the reason is most likely one of the other reasons. So, what can you do to fix this? First, and this is the first thing you should do, unless you already know for a fact that the person you are dealing with is a true master, check to see if the teacher or healer is genuine and skilled. Easy. No need to go more into it than that. As long as the person's skilled and genuine, you're fine. Next, you need to check for trapped emotions. This is a very common issue in most people in general. We tend to carry a lot of trapped emotions around with us in our bodies and our energy fields, and these things can kind of cause energy not to be able to flow properly. If you have something like that in one of the areas that you would like healing in, you're going to need to free up that emotional energy in order for the rest of the energy to balance itself out in that area. Another possible thing to check after you've done those first two, you go in this order, because this is very important to go in this order, because usually these are the problems in this order. So if it's not a problem with the teacher slash healer, or a trapped emotion that's preventing the healing from happening, you're going to want to look into thought patterns that are stuck or repeating themselves, usually on autopilot. And this kind of thing can stop and override the energy, because thoughts lead energy, which leads the body. Now, generally, you'll be able to tell if you have a trapped, stuck mental pattern because you'll find yourself thinking the same thing over and 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 over. And you know, it'll be very obvious. So, you know, if you have noticed this in yourself, this is probably the problem. After checking on that, you can check on the beliefs that are perhaps conflicting with your ability to heal. This is probably one of the harder things to deal with, because you're going to have to give yourself the task, give your mind the task of looking for the reasons that the new belief that you want, not the old belief, the new belief that you want is true. You have to ask your mind very important questions. How can you find reasons that this new belief is true? You know, these kind of questions like that. Questions like, why? What is the reason that my body keeps getting healthier? Or something along those lines. You'll have to come up with the questions on your own, because I don't know what your belief that you have that is conflicting with your healing is. But you'll have to keep asking these questions. And the more you ask these questions, the more your brain goes into overdrive looking for the answers. Because if you ask your brain a question, it does what it does, which is find the answer. So never ask your brain a question that'll give you answers that you don't want. You need to ask questions that'll strengthen the beliefs that you do want to be fostering. And I don't believe that beyond this, that if you followed these steps and it hasn't gone the way you wanted it to, and I don't think that this is going to be the case for a lot of people, you can check for lifestyle items that happen to be conflicting with your healing. And in general, those get cleared up with the beliefs and the thought patterns and the emotions. So if you've worked on the emotions and the thought patterns and the beliefs, then the lifestyle is probably not an issue. But if you've worked on these things and the lifestyle is an issue, you need to make sure you're getting a good amount of rest for your body. You're getting a good amount of fluids in your body. You're getting appropriate nutrition. And, you know, you have to do these things in order to support your body, to allow it to give it a chance to heal. Once it's healed, it can do whatever you need it to do. But in general, if you've gone through this list and made it to lifestyle, just do a temporary change of lifestyle to help you get better faster. And then as you get better, you can slowly add back in that stuff that you wanted to do but were finding was in your way. Because our bodies are naturally capable of handling anything you want to do. Anything. But as we progress through life, we take on damage from bumps and bruises and viruses and you know, whatever you come into contact with, there's a little bit of damage. Every time you stub your toe, you do a little bit of damage. Every time you run into a wall, you do a little bit of damage. You just have to work through it all, cleanse it, rebalance the system. And then once it's in perfect working order, it can actually handle all that kind of stuff. So what do you think? Are you having any of these issues? Let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, please hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell icon for notifications, And if you'd like to receive a free introductory meditation course, you can go to heartlotus.guru/meditation intro, link in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.